Hello, my fam. This is Modesta Mahigambuni from Modesta.Africa. I thought to share this with you real quick before I go into a session. I wanted to talk about something I just posted, that opportunities are not given, you don't get them, you seize them. There's some things that have happened, particularly this weekend. So my daughter has not been well, she's been coughing and, flu-y. I honestly, I'm one of those mothers, you're healed and whole in Jesus' name, and your body will fight it. So, we did the usual natural remedy, homeopathic or honey-based cough syrup, and, humidifier for her to breathe well, etc. Anyway, so this has gone a week of fevers and kind of feeling funny. She stayed home. And another week, and we went to the hospital a little while ago. They said, oh, no, it's fine. It's just the flu. And, of course, we're rebuking the flu. And then yesterday, her dad says, it just was kind of off. Let me just take her in one more time. And, of course, I had been exhausted. I can't even explain to you guys. If I've been showing up the past 2 weeks looking crazier than I usually do, best believe Mommy has been spending day and night with this girl. High fevers. Like in degrees Celsius, it's 40, 41, over 41 degrees Celsius, day and night, not just nighttime. So it's been a little mad, to say the least. Like I have not slept for a very long time. So I said, okay, babe, please take her in. We take her in. They say the girl's got pneumonia. Immediately gets put on a drip. And they kept on thanking him for bringing her in. Now, my daughter, I know you guys, I often speak about her, the little one, she is, and she's not that she's hyper, she's a very positive person, very strong personality, and always looks at the, the bright side of life. And every time, through fitful dry coughs, she will tell jokes, she's encouraging me and whatever, even with, after throwing up. I mean, the girl's just really been upping. So if you just go by how she's acting, you'd be like, oh, the girl's good. But then her dad's like, no, something kind of feels, no, I want to take her in. Takes her in. They're like, thank you so much for bringing her in. Her body, apparently, the white blood cell count's supposed to be at 15,000. Hers was 23,000. She was like fighting. I actually think this girl was fighting with her will and in her spirit more than her body. Her body was supposed to be a mess. And she's a little skinny little kid. Suffice it to say, so he didn't show. They did all the tests and everything. She's actually, I'm outside the hospital parking right now. And she's getting her second IV, injection, antibiotics, so she's got pneumonia. She does not have pneumonia. I cancel pneumonia in the name of Jesus. Anywho, thank you very much, Abdullahi. So, when the doctors were going on and on and on and on about how they thank him for bringing her in, we then just realized that this girl was away from, I don't even know how bad, because they said her body had been fighting for 2 weeks, because she'd been unwell for 2 weeks, and there was just nothing left for her body to do. And he just felt, no, let me just take her in. And ended up spending the whole day with her. We're at the hospital, and Mommy's out here in between appointments. Mommy's multitasking. He's in there with her right now as well. Just like that. It wasn't that the doctor said, because she had already seen the doctors were fine. It wasn't like before, because she seemed like before. We've seen her high temperature before. We've seen throwing up and phlegm, whatever. We've seen all of that before. So there wasn't anything particularly different. He just felt that he needed to go in. And, we found out that it was, they didn't say how bad it was, but I am grateful to God that my husband made it on time. So that's one incident of how he just sees the opportunity. Maybe it's not an opportunity. It's not like a positive thing, like career, business opportunity. But I've been reflecting on this thing, actually really meditating on it, like sitting still and speaking to God about this. Even when I mentioned to you guys that somebody looked for me and said, hey, I know that you've been in HR and I'm applying for this really significant role. Very, very, very senior person. And he's applying to another organization at an equally senior position. This thing is so loud. I wonder if you guys can hear the buzzing, the AC, but it's hot in here. Bear with me. And he said, oh, so I know you're in HR. Can you just go through my stuff? And immediately I said, oh, yeah, absolutely. But I actually, give this as a service. And my site obviously is ready. You guys can go to modesta.africa and go to the page that says work with me, and you'll see the different services that I offer. And so I just sent the link and I told him the amount. Like within seconds had invoiced him. And just like that, something, instead of saying, hey, yeah, used to do, I don't do that, or feeling like, okay, I don't even know this guy that well. I was introduced to him from a different angle. This is not a professional thing. How would he take it if I mentioned that I do it for a living? I seized the opportunity and I was able to make, good money on that day just from an inquiry. I hadn't gone through the motions. I hadn't gone through the preparation. You know how, Adila, this, how you prepare your client and everything. And, you walk up to the pitch before you see, you make the sale. And it was just in conversation. And I have seen incident after incident recently. It actually made me think of my friend, one of my friends, John Tuguru. If you ever watch this guy, he gets anything, absolutely anything he wants. And I'm like, how did you even get that? I mean, this guy could be in economy on a flight and he says, I don't like your choice of meals. What's in first class? They're like, sir, that's first class food. It's like, yeah, but what is it? Because I don't like this. You tell me I've got lamb or I've got chicken. I don't feel like eating lamb or chicken. These people, they go to first class. They bring him a meal. He gets discounts, he gets favors, he even gets jobs. He studied one thing, ends up getting these amazing jobs. He currently has just an enviable role in this huge global organization. And it wasn't even going for it. Actually, they had asked him, because, he's a person of the people, they had asked him if he knows of anyone that he can connect. And he says, I just ask, I connect with people, and this is it. So he lives not to be prepared, because he wasn't looking for a job. So he didn't have his CV cover letter. It wasn't even anywhere in his sights. But because he served them so well, looking for people for them, they said, hey, how about you? Have you thought about it? And he's in a completely different field from what he's in. Suffice it to say, I think the guy's like probably going towards 10 years in this role. And so this is what it made me think, with opportunities. And it's turning a lot of things that I'd been thinking about, the way I've been thinking and living, on its head. I prepare. I mean to prepare. I tell people, live prepared. So when the opportunity comes, you can clinch it, right? Make sure that everything about you is right. Whether we're talking about career and that's your CV, cover letter, the way you've been performing so you can get good recommendations, referrals, etc. Or we're talking about business, whether it's your business plan or whether it is the fact that you've got your financials right and they've been audited. I talk about being prepared, living prepared, because you never know when the opportunity comes. It's a little window, a small window. When it shuts, it shuts. But what I didn't realize is I think I overthink it. I overthink preparation. I overthink the formality of going after. And I guess it's because I respect the fact that if you're going to do an ask, please rise up to the ask. If you're going to speak to somebody about, career opportunities, please have the profile that they can willingly put their name next to when they recommend you. If you're going to talk about, partnering in business, could you please have your business looking like it's worth my business partnering with? So I have been very mindful and maybe overly anxious, actually, now that I think about it, of being prepared for opportunities, respecting what it means, to really make sure not just your profile. I'm not talking about the perception of thing. I'm not talking about your reputation. I'm really speaking about your life, your business, and everything about you truly is up to the standard in which you're asking somebody else to partner with you, whether they're taking a chance on you as the individual for opportunities or, they are taking a chance with your business. Either way, I think I've been overly cautious and thinking things through that I didn't realize that the opportunities are not always what you've prepared for. Even in living prepared, that there are times it's just a hunch. It's just a moment. It's just a light conversation that probably had nothing to do with that. But just then, just a sliver of a window opens. Just a passing thought that something could come of this. Like something could, and there you are. And so that conversation with that gentleman, just like, hey, Sister Modesta, because, he was introduced to me in Christian circles. It had nothing to do with business or anything else. I heard that you're in HR, et cetera, et cetera. I was wondering if you can just go through my documents real quick. And I'm like, most certainly. And I'm learning to be very positive. Most certainly. But I actually offer this as a service. Let me share links. I didn't even wait. Guys, I'm not one of those who does the chatting back and forth in messages. No. Like, don't message me, hi, expect me to say hi back. How are you? No, look, hi, how are you? And say what you came to say. This is the type of person I am. So immediately I'm like, most certainly, I actually offer this as a service. Here's my link. This is the rate. This is what you get. I look forward to hearing from you. And I also attach a brochure. This is purely on WhatsApp. Like, I was ready for that. I was business ready for that. But I actually shied a little bit from presenting this because this is not the context in which I knew this man. I actually barely knew this man. We actually have been having conversations since. He's not signed up to my executive coaching yet, but I'm sure he will. We've been having weekly conversations since because we have a lot of things that are similar. And I see him as a potential partner as well, not just as a client, but very, very interesting. The incident with that gentleman and the fact that we caught Jude's pneumonia. How? Just by Amanda saying, I don't know, let me just take her in. We had already, we went through the motions. We know when she gets a cold or whatever, pray over her, give her the basics. It's usually honey-based things, and she's on a humidifier, and, we go through the motions. We brought her already to a doctor. The doctor said, oh, it's flu. She'll run, she's going to go through it. And so we, didn't make much of it. But just her dad saying, no, let me just take her in. And when he took her in, how much they thanked him that your girl, we cannot tell you if you waited even 12 hours, 24 hours, what was going to happen to her. Just like that, just enough. And so I wonder, how many opportunities do we forgo? How many incidences which we think, well, this is not, it's just a thing. It's just a small thing. It's just a thought. Not everything is a sale. Not everything is to be clinched. I mean, it's just life. But no, I think a lot of people intuitively seize opportunities. I think a lot of people in just conversation, I actually think somebody did this with me. There's a service that I wanted. I was looking for a coach myself, a business coach. And she was talking to me about what a packaged offer that she already had. And I said I wasn't interested in that package offer because what I wanted a certain system, and I was to build the system. Guys, I don't want to be old tech and build a system. I wanted them to do that. I caught in her hesitation in conversation that they didn't have anything like that. But she said, oh, you call it that. And she made up a name real quick. She just made up a name for what it is, which means that they handle most of the work. She put a nice price tag on it. It was $12,000 that they would do this thing for me. And, she sent me an invoice immediately. The conversation was about something else, but she wasn't going to leave money on the table. She quickly made up a service that didn't exist just to serve me because I came with something from a different angle. And looking at John, how are you going to be in coach and demand that you get first class meals? Like you did not pay a first class ticket, but he does. He does this all the time. I mean, people who know John will tell you. John gets whatever he pleases because he asks, because he seizes the opportunity. And maybe the opportunity, now I'm realizing it, is not what I had always prepared for. It's not when I'm formally out to do business or formally out to position myself in my career. I could simply be here getting right now a drink as I'm waiting for my daughter's IV to be done and see something and strike up a conversation that could lead to maybe a lifelong client, maybe a lifelong partner. I mean, I'm not talking about marriage, you know what I mean? In business, I was completely, I am really, it so has impacted me that I've been praying about it and I'm speaking to the Holy Spirit. I'm like, there is something here. Maybe we get too formal and too prepared. Something else. I've had a couple of clients, not many, but a few, who say, how much are your services for this and the other? And I tell them. And they will either negotiate that down or ask to do something different. And that wasn't in the works. That wasn't part of the package. But they would so position it that I would be receptive to it. I would do this thing discounted for just the one individual. It's not like many of them. Not that the volumes then would justify the deviation from my business model, but just the way they would present it. I wonder how many opportunities I, Modesta, who I think is really like outgoing and assertive and, really seizing opportunity and seizing life. I wonder how many opportunities I have forgone because I didn't see them as opportunities, because it wasn't something I'd lived prepared for. It wasn't something that I had positioned myself for, that it was just in life, just conversation, just every day. I wonder how many opportunities, and not just for business or career, but just anything at all. I wonder how much of life, I wonder how many clues in our day, how many clues from morning to evening point to a greater state of being, greater, levels of income, greater levels of peace and prosperity and wholeness. I wonder how many opportunities are littered throughout our entire day of windows of us being able to be different, do different, achieve different, have different. And because we didn't see them as such, because we hadn't positioned for them, because we weren't looking out for them, they go. And I actually think, I know there's like the large windows closed and it's done, but I actually think we get them daily. We just don't see them as such. I am truly in this time, guys, I know I'm sounding like old existential philosophical right now, but it stopped me with Jude's diagnosis. We were moments away from, I know my child's not going to die. She's going to live to be 120 years. But I don't know what could have happened had her dad not said, let me just go check. I wonder what would have happened if I told that guy, hey, yeah, I used to be in HR. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. I would have, lost that money. This guy paid immediately. He wasn't asking for a favor. He was actually asking for a favor, but it wasn't that he wasn't ready to pay. He paid immediately. And it wasn't a small amount. I wonder. And like John who gets these global amazing opportunities, global jobs, he just asks. He sees that. He doesn't prepare. He doesn't overthink it like I have been doing. Live prepared. Make sure when people look for you, you've got your stuff, you've got your links, you've got your documents. No, none of that. He just sees life as an opportunity and just asks. It takes nothing to ask. It takes nothing. Just right now, they were saying that our daughter can go back to school in a couple of days. My husband's like, no, we need her to rest. I was like, all right, then just ask. That they give her a week, because she's been beat the past 2 weeks. How many opportunities, my friends, are we missing out on because we don't feel like we're positioned for them. We don't think that they are. The lady who made up a course and billed me $12,000 for it. Of course, that didn't even exist. And I'm sure when before she sent that invoice, she just told her team, look, real quick, there's this lady who's asking for this. I know we don't do it, but for her at this price point, we're going to do it. I think I am rethinking this thing of living prepared. I'm not saying don't live prepared. By all means, please be prepared for when opportunity calls. But also, maybe we don't have to wait for opportunity to call. Maybe we don't have to wait to get opportunity, to be introduced, for doors to open, for opportunities to come. That every single moment is an opportunity. It's just walk up to a person, have a conversation, do something different. You could even have a certain book open and somebody gets inspired by just seeing that book open and, strikes up conversation that could lead to something. I'm going to have my eyes open right now. I am going to have my spiritual feelers out. I am going to make sure that I am more receptive. I'm more perceptive to opportunities. They are everywhere. Seize them, people. Seize these opportunities. All right, let me end here before I take it too far. Mboka, Dudu, Happiness, Neema, Emmanuel, John, Lily, Mia, Isabel, Jared, David, Glory, Abdullahi, Matilda, thank you so very much for joining me on this speed. And Nina just came on right now. Hey, Nina, as well. There are great opportunities everywhere. Yes, live prepared. Prepare. But also just choose to see the unseen. Don't get deep, guys, because sometimes I think I also complicate stuff, right? I need to dumb it down. Don't overthink it. Just initiate that conversation. Just make that move. Just do it. There's a lady I was hoping one day, I love her, I admire her, that I could work with her. Just today, she says, I've been in business for 17 years and everything I offer is 17 bucks. 17 bucks! You best believe I'm going to sign up for a few of her things. Actually, that's inspired me. You know what I've done? I'm actually going to introduce this here. I went to people who've done the master plan class and I asked them 2 questions initially. What do you think the master plan class is worth? The second thing I asked them is, how much do you think the master plan class should be, priced at? And then for those who reverted to me, I asked them the third thing, who do you feel the master plan class sounds like it is speaking to? And I got, I got a good estimation what they were worth, and I'm grateful. Touched my heart. What they were saying, they feel like it's worth, like, oh, I can't quantify. There's so much you're packaging together, etc. And then they also spoke of, the price point, and a lot of people kind of got it at where it's at. They're like, oh, that is so fair. What you're charging for the value that you're saying. But then I also got this feedback from 3 people. Really loved it. They were talking about, modularizing it, like cutting it down into modules and selling the modules. And I wasn't even like, no, it comes in a package, whatever. So I'm right now, creating a modularized master plan class. And I'm creating something else that's coming in a box. But yeah, what an opportunity just from that feedback. Who would have thought? So I want to introduce this to you guys. I would like you to DM me. Well, you can, hit me up on hello@modesta.africa. You can look for me there. DM me and tell me what you think the master plan class is worth and what you would be willing to pay to get into season 10, because I'm still recruiting for season 10. I still have a couple of spaces for season 10 of the master plan class. What you think the master plan class is worth and what you would be willing to pay, and I'll let you pay that. Yeah, I'll let you pay that. You can tell me what you think this class is worth and what you would be willing to pay for it. And if you're going to do that for season 10 and you can pay immediately, I'll let you do that. I like that. I'm going to put this up in an offer, you guys. You guys are going to see it up in an offer. Whoa. I'm learning so much. Guys, I have overthought it. I've been way too prepared. So yeah, look, let me get these comments from people. Hey, Kent, welcome. My old-time inspiration woman, Mia, I love you. I highly resonate with what you said earlier about people texting and just saying hi, hello, how are you, without saying what they need altogether. I know, right? You're like, look, you can't be chatting forever. Hi, Dinah, is it Dinah, and Zania, welcome so very much. So yeah, guys, DM me or send me an email on hello@modesta.africa. Tell me what you think the master plan class is worth and what you would be willing to pay for it to join season 10. And I will let you pay that amount for it. All right. Catch up. Don't be funny, okay? You guys know I give you value. Do not be funny. Don't be like, I think it's worth 5 shillings. I will delete you. I won't delete you, but I like, what do you think a program such as this is worth? What are you willing to pay for it? You can pay that for it and join season 10 of the master plan class. What did you say? I like that, Mama. Yes, the price quoted will somehow imply on commitment. Yes, the price quoted is what you are willing to commit and what you think what I put out is worth. Wow. Sorry, guys. I'm still thinking, like, things are hitting me right now. I need to go. Take care. Much love. Bye.